Man, it's a 7 p.m. on a Wednesday evening. The sun is out. We've got ourselves a whole bunch of stuff to do over here. I'm still in a hotel room in Whistler. Took some time out of my day to watch this game as it was happening live. The Vancouver Canucks have just defeated the Ottawa Senators again. This time it was 3-2 in extra time. Wasn't overtime this time, it was a shootout. But you know what? This one feels kind of weird because I don't really feel all too happy about it. You know, like, it's weird. The favorite team of mine had just won a nail-bitingly close game in a shootout. They're getting 2 points up here. They're tightening the gap between them and the Canadiens. They overtake the Flames with this win, who are actually playing right now, oddly enough. And I should feel happy about that, right? As a fan, I'm here watching this team. When they score, I cheer. When they win, I'm supposed to cheer. But this one, I don't know, man. Deja vu for a reason, you know. This one doesn't even really feel all too good. Because in my opinion, this win right here, where the Canucks were just so close to blowing it, so close to allowing the Ottawa Senators to come back and outwork them, outscore them, it was Thatcher Demko's night tonight, and it has been the entire season. I think this game right here, where they won in a shootout, even though the Ottawa Senators had so many chances to come out here and actually overtake the Canucks in the score, this game was a huge indicament as to what exactly the Vancouver Canucks are. A team that is good enough to win hockey games, I guess, but who are just so close to crumbling away and actually losing it all. They're one bad goaltending performance away from having this game been a loss, and it's been like that the past few games. But you know what? Enough with the doom and gloom. Let's go over the actual highlights of this game here, because at the end of the day, they still won. I should be happy about that. It's just, as we go through this commentary, you'll start to understand my psyche as to why I'm not really all too happy with the performance we saw. Tonight's game, though, started off on a weird note, because we had the Jimmy Vesey claiming earlier today. We did make a video about that, so check it out if you hadn't already. And Jimmy Vesey was actually supposed to play for the Canucks today. It's just they couldn't get his work permit visa issues cleared out on time. And as a result, despite actually taking part in the pregame warm-up and the pregame skate, Jimmy Vesey actually wasn't used in tonight's lineup. In fact, we had ourselves Jalen Chatfield slotting in as a forward, playing as the extra man there, so that was really weird to see. But Jimmy Vesey will probably find himself a way to get into the Canucks lineup next game, so we'll see that when it happens. But we also had Tyler Mott coming back into the lineup tonight, so that was pretty good. This game, though, against Ottawa, it started off on a very hot note. Because it was Wolanin who sends a bad pass over that plays in the Canucks zone, it gets turned over for Nate Schmidt, who pushes it up the wing. Horvat gets it, drives wide on the right side. It's a 2-on-1. He centers it to Brock Boeser, who comes in. He shoots it, and he scores. It is 1-0 Vancouver early in this one. And immediately after, you saw the Vancouver Canucks do exactly what it is that I hate seeing out of this team. It's Ryan Dzingel who comes in. He gets a point-blank chance, loose in the crease. It doesn't go through. Tim Stutzle gets a 3-on-2 chance, and that one doesn't go through. It's stopped by Demko as well. The Sens start to get some pressure building up here, and that continues for a while until Thomas Chabot has it at the blue line. He gets absolutely tripped up by Hoglander. We'll speak about that in a few seconds here, but Hoglander takes the puck from Chabot, comes right down the wing, stops up by the diving Senator to block the pass. He finds Horvat in front, he shoots it, he scores it, cross-crease goal, perfect execution there for Nils Hoglander. 2-0 is the score right here. And my initial instinct is, yeah, that is absolutely a trip there. There is no excuse for not calling a trip on that one. Even though it benefits my team, I felt really bad about watching that one go in because, man, Thomas Chabot kind of just got swooped out under from Nils Hoglander and his extended skate. So, you know what? If that's not tripping, I don't know what is, but hey, 2-0 lead. The Canucks have it. We'll see what they do with this lead as they go forward. We had this lead last time, and then the Senators tied it up after, but we'll see if they've actually learned, if they've came back to acknowledge what it takes to hold on to a lead, extend that lead past 2-0, and take this one so. But the chances cycle around a little bit more for both teams, as Chris Tierney had a one-on-one with Demko. He got stopped, so there's Demko bailing the Canucks out again. And then the Vancouver Canucks had a very good offensive shift. Myers, Ben, Hoglander, and Boeser cycling it around. It goes on for about a minute, just kind of playing with the Sens in their own zone here. It ends off because Edler comes out on a change and he puts the puck over the glass. But that in itself is what we want to see here, right? The Vancouver Canucks controlling the offense, playing the way they want to play, and keeping the Sens on their toes. We had an Eric Branson giveaway that came in immediately after. It was a tight chance for Zach McEwen, who almost one-hand tucked it by Joey Daccord on the far side. Josh Norris had a real tight chance as well that barely went wide, and Tim Stutzle had some very good playmaking towards the end of the first period. And you know what? The Vancouver Canucks escaped this one with the 2-0 lead, but I'm kind of thinking to myself, the Canucks are kind of lucky because the Sens had some really good chances towards the end there. Really good playmaking, really good presence in the offensive zone for Ottawa. So we'll just see if the Canucks are able to bounce back and retaliate in the second period. And this one starts off with some more Sens pressure. More chances for Ottawa. Eventually it's Bishop who comes in on a 2-on-1. The shot is made and the save is made by Thatcher Demko, but the rebound is out for Ryan Dzingel, who scores, and he brings the Sens within 1. 4 goals for Ryan Dzingel in his return back to the Ottawa Senators organization. You love to see the reclamation stories over there for a guy who was tossed around to Columbus, to Carolina, and now back to the team that he initially started his career out with all those years ago. The chances don't stop there for Ottawa, though, because, hey, it's Drake Batherson who has a breakaway. He gets stopped by Thatcher Demko. They almost had a 2-on-1 as well, but Quinn Hughes steals it on the back check. That second period was honestly kind of evenly matched, though, because JT Miller comes out here. He has a post as well. Ryan Dzingel almost had a breakaway, but that one was offside. And just like the end of the first period, we saw the second period end off with some really good Ottawa Senators pressure, this time on the power play nonetheless. But Vancouver ultimately squeaks out of the second period with the 2-1 lead. And I'm thinking, okay, they really need to come out here and score themselves another goal, this Vancouver team. They cannot just allow Ottawa to come out here and tie this game the second time in a row in the same circumstances as the first game. Like, come on, we need a goal here from Vancouver in the third period. And the third period starts off with some more Ottawa Senators pressure. The same thing, rinse and repeating over and over again. Joey Daccord then gets taken out because he twists his leg as the Canucks go around the net. Same time, Tanner Pearson leaves the game as well because he kind of rolls his ankle on the boards. Definitely don't like to see that. Joey Daccord coming out here as the 5th chapter in this weird Ottawa Senators goaltending story for 2020-2021. So sucks to see. We hope for a good recovery from Daccord as well as for Tanner Pearson too. My goodness, he had himself that weird moment as well. But once Philip Gustafsson comes in, I'm like, okay, the Canucks need to score. They cannot just keep on relying on Thatcher Demko to bail them out here, because we've seen it in the playoffs before. That strategy can only work for so long. This team needs to find a way to score again. And the Canucks don't. Guess what? It's Josh Norris who comes right in. He shoots it off the post. It's super tight to his body, so Demko wasn't really expecting the shot there, but it goes off the bar and in. It's tied 2-2. And we have the exact same story as last time. Except this time it wasn't with like 50-something seconds left in the period. The Vancouver Canucks almost respond immediately because they come out with a Tyler Myers chance. Horvat then gets a breakaway and he gets stopped by Gustafsson, tries to wrap it around in the second chance, gets tripped up, Vancouver power play. Okay, this is the time you need to get your third goal here, Vancouver. Come on. And the Ottawa Senators come out there, and it's Nick Paul. He does laps in the Vancouver zone, short-handed before playing it back in his own zone. Perfect penalty kill there by the Ottawa Senators. The Canucks could not get anything done. And the period ends off after Thomas Chabot plays like 31 minutes. There's a scare that he gets a puck over the glass penalty, but no, it's deemed a proper play. Overtime happens. That was absolutely insane. Boeser hit the post. There was almost a 2-on-1 for Ottawa as well, where Dadonov went offside. Brady Tkachuk had several chances too in the overtime period, and then we go to a shootout where Thatcher the Snatcher Demko makes all the saves. He stops Stutzle, he stops Norris, he stops Batherson, he stops Dzingel, And out of the Vancouver Canucks shooters, Boeser, who gets stopped, Miller, who gets stopped, Bo Horvat, who is 2 for 2 up to this point, who loses the puck in the slot. Bro, come on! Out of all the times to come out there and make that play and have it not work out, it comes here in probably one of the most defining games in the Canucks season. It happens here. And then Adam Gaudette, he does a little fake. He opens the goalie up and he gets it through the legs. He scores. There we go. 3-2 shootout win for the Canucks. But my perspective thinking here is even though they won, games against Ottawa where you have so many chances like you do, they shouldn't be this close. You shouldn't be relying on your goaltender so much. The Canucks have been in a stretch recently where it's been mostly Thatcher Demko getting that first star award. And it's great having a good goaltender to back you up, but still, this Canucks team is in a position where if you didn't have Demko, you have Holtby playing all these games. They don't have as many wins in the season, bar none. And as a result, the fact that the Vancouver Canucks are still in a position where they're in playoff contention, by definition, I guess, just via the points and the games played and all that stuff, they're still technically in it. But a big part of that is because of Thatcher Demko. And I think the way the Vancouver Canucks are going to proceed, it's kind of treading on dangerous territory because if the Canucks go into the trade deadline thinking they can be a playoff team with what they have, then what's going to happen when that Thatcher Demko magic runs out? You know, this team is in for a rude awakening when Thatcher Demko's mojo starts to rub off a little bit into non-existence, because this team is going to be shocked when they find out that, wow, they really can't win games when they're not getting bailed out by Thatcher Demko over and over again. And that fear translates into me thinking, what is the Canucks' plan for the trade deadline? You know? It's a flat cap, we've got a draft coming up, we've got picks and players that might be expendable, might be not, might be acquired as well. I'm just really interested in seeing what the plan is going to be for the Canucks going into the trade deadline, because even though they did win here tonight, it still doesn't really feel good, because I'm like, yeah, if you're going to beat Ottawa, you better be beating Ottawa convincingly, and that one wasn't really all too convincing in my opinion. So, but at the end of the day though, you know, a win is a win, and that is exactly what the Canucks did. So, talk to me in the comments what you thought about this Vancouver Canucks game against the Sens, a 3-2 shootout victory. I hope you enjoyed this Visage Rose 99, and bye.